Hey, what's up everyone? This is a video of mine that was shot years ago. It was kind of like my homecoming for riding bikes seriously again, so I'm going to do a little narration for you over it.
Yeah, you better pull it out of your swing arm.
Scott, that's my buddy Scott there.
All this?
We're at a place called Fossil. They call it that because it's
You ready to go rally through
just,
these woods?
you know, cut out for a flat spot, but all that shell's exposed, so it's like fossil dirt. And this is an area town, my hometown, called Tanneryville. Most of this is either private or owned by the state, so nothing I'm riding here on this day is actually really open to the public. But I've been riding in Tanneryville since I was about maybe 14. And Scott forgot how quick that turn comes up there, I guess. So I had to get turned around. Get going straight. Yeah, so this is when I started riding this 400 again. This was shot in August of 2012. I'm pretty sure. That's what the dates on the videos say. And it was hot. You could tell it was hot. But we're heading up to a trail that, as far as I know, is just called the Rock Trail. And you'll see why it has its name here in a minute. This was all recently logged at the time, that's why the trail's a little different. You could see if you were from that area, you'd be able to tell that it's different than it used to be 10 years ago. And this is the start of the Rock Trail. As you can see, it's just these big goony rocks all through there. And but it's one that, you know, it beats the hell out of you on a bike, but it's one we rode for years. Guys take their quads up it, obviously, and just a rough trail full of rocks, so hence the Rock Trail. Like I said, I went with my buddy Scott on this day. Oh, and he just screwed up there. I about rear-ended him. That's his XR400 440 kit. Stage 2 hot cams, Edelbrock pumper carb. And this is after I did my cam mod and everything to this bike, but it was pretty rough at this time. You'll hear throughout this video it backfired a lot, and I wasn't afraid to rip the motor apart when I dropped a valve in it a few years prior to this, but I was still afraid of carburetors at the time, so I had it jetted, but it wasn't jetted right. I even think the air fuel screw was still like had the plug on it, so it was non-adjustable at the time. These are just some tight, I mean, the trail's wide, but the rocks are just, you know, your tires just sink in between all the crevices of them. I haven't been on this trail probably since this day. So I have no idea like how washed out it is now, but you can see here it gets washed out and grown in. Now by August, all your limbs and shit are grown all over the trail and smack you in the face and everything else. This trail's like a continuous uphill, so it's not steep, but it just keeps climbing up and up to the top of this, to the top of the mountain. You're gonna see Scott screw up here a little bit. Oh, we had to put a foot down. Let's watch that again. So he ran that limb over. I'm gonna slow down and go around it there. Actually, about halfway up this trail, there's like a picnic area, and that's what we're coming up to here in the next few seconds. And it's real nice. It's a little more pine trees than all these maples. And people, I don't know, I think it's here, but you don't see it in the video. There's a, yeah, there it was, the picnic table set up. And this is where we decided to check our bikes out a second.
Hold on a minute.
I don't remember what was wrong with mine.
I said hold on a minute.
But Scott's having some trouble with his front brake there, at least the cable.
It's dragging him.
He's gonna check that out. And that's where we took our first break for a few minutes.
It feels good to be on a bike again. Plates on this.
I don't know what Scott's talking about here, I don't remember, but I just remember saying I need to get plates on that bike again. Because at the time, it's obviously a dual sport street legal.
Bending your wheels and everything else.
But it wasn't plated at that time. So we continued up his trail then, bringing the front wheel up there. Really in those little rain ditches. And this trail, you'll notice as we ride up, it gets more and more depleted and tight. And again, it's a quad trail, so it's not exactly tight like single track, but it's with trees hanging over and everything and growing in, it becomes a little less passable. Here's a tricky spot. It wasn't that the hill was hard, it's just that, well, you'll see right here, I gotta pull up to it. And it's one of those limbs that's just the wrong height to screw you up. So you have to stop, pick it up over your head, and then continue up the trail. More limbs that you had to pull over your head. And yet another limb to duck under. And a leaf to the camera, but it's not on there very long. Let's see. So as you come up here, this trail comes out to an old, I don't know if it was a home or what, and I don't even look, it's to my left there, you just caught a quick glimpse of it. But we stop there sometimes, there's a little pond, and I think it's an old house, but it could be like a ranger station or something to that effect. Because this is gated off at the top too, because you'll see it'll come out onto like we're about to come out onto like a state road here. Gravel, but open to the public, this road is. You can hear all my backfire in there, in between gears. It ran great, but it wasn't crisp, it needed some work. And this is a road for actually for handicapped people to hunt off of, so we've always called it the handicap hunting road. But you're able to shoot from your vehicle if you have the proper permits. You know, if you're in a wheelchair and want to go hunting.
Hey.
So we're at this cul-de-sac, this road dead ends, and Scott's worried about his wheels there. This gravel is making us swirly all over the place. And if you watch this video this long, I promise you part 2 will be a little better, but this ends part 1 from my ride in August 2012.